It's a banger.
It is.
NFT goblin.
Should get my sunglasses. Let's go, everybody.
Crack, butt, crack, butt, crack, just a butt, crack.
Goblins, goblins, goblins. Welcome to Goblin Town. Oh, this is NFT of goblins on the blockchain. Oh, crafty by the goblin.
Hello for those who are watching. We're gonna get started in just a minute.
Hello, sweeties. Goblin Town. 1 free. Last mint for what? Don't be fucking greedy. NFT goblin.
Oh my god.
Let's go, everybody at home. Move your bodies.
Crack,
Okay. All right, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. I'm here
Hello.
with the amazing Alexander, founder of Goblin Town. Nice to meet you. Let's go,
Hey.
everybody. That song's a banger. We'll get to that. We'll get to that song, but that's a good song. Like that pumps me up.
Yeah.
Like, honestly,
It's a good one.
so cool. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's also really cool that you guys collabed with an artist like Steve Aoki, and putting music on the blockchain. It's the whole thing. I love it. So for those who are, it's a complete banger, Michael, you're right. So for those who are watching and may not know, about Goblin Town or are interested to hear a little bit more, I'm going to, ask you some questions.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a fan.
Thank
But
you.
I guess, let's start with the history behind Goblin Town.
Well,
What's going on? I'm sure there's some deep history. I know, so I'll give the mic to you and listen to what you have to say.
yeah. So first of all, nobody calls me Alexander. That's for the bots. No, it's okay. It's my grandma used to call me. God rest her soul. But nobody calls. I put it up there because then it's really obvious to tell like who's a bot when they're like, "Hi, Alexander." So you can call me Alex or AJT.
Awesome.
That's the first thing. The second thing is I'm not the founder. I'm one of the co-founders. I started Truth Labs with 2 other people. One person by the name of Process Gray, who's the artist behind all the stuff, and my good buddy Caesar Kuriyama, who's the founder of 1 Second Every Day. And it was like the 3 of us collaborating, and then we obviously put together sort of a killer team. I would say the whole team is really co-founders of Goblin Town because it was really a team effort on that. So I don't want to take any credit away from them. Each one did something different that really made it special. And then in terms of how Goblin Town started, we haven't really told the origin story of how it, when we had the idea, when it came to be. I think we'll eventually tell it. But it was all around the time where the market went from ETH went from 3,500 to 2,000 to 1,000. It was in that time period. And the concept of Goblin Town, going down to Goblin Towns, I think it's as old as Tolkien, and The Hobbit. I mean, that was when I think it was originally, coined. And we thought it was a really cool idea to put together this this project. But then we have this bigger sort of universe we're building called the 187. And the 187 is basically 187 characters in our universe. So think of
Wow.
Think of Star Wars. There's the Jedi, there's the Sith, there's the Ewoks, there's the Wookiees, there's the stormtroopers, etc. Goblin Town's our little Star Wars cantina, a little bit more R-X rated. But there's other characters in this universe. And if you go to the 187.xyz, we've only revealed, I think, 12 so far. One of them happens to be a goblin. That's when we sort of doxed ourselves and told everyone. But there's 11 other characters so far. There will be 187 of them. And we release like about one a week right now. So there's actually just one released like 2 hours ago. And they're really cool. And there's like a sort of a bigger world building right now.
That's amazing. That's something that I did not know. So for those who are listening, there's some alpha right there. I did not know that. That's really fantastic. And you know, a lot of people, when the Goblins came out, it definitely took the whole space by storm. Like I was there, and it was just kind of like this thing where everybody was just making these sounds and letting loose, and I loved it. And I think it brought just such an amazing energy to the space. It's like something that we really needed, you know, that role play, kind of feeling like a child again and just letting loose and enjoying. And I think that a lot of people thought it, you know, oh, it's silly or this and that, or the art is so quote unquote ugly, but it's honestly, I fell in love with this art. Like, it's beautiful. It's so, the artist is really talented. So definitely I see that whole team effort. It's amazing. And yeah, so where did the idea originate from? Like, where did this come from?
I mean, it was around the idea that the market was sort of Goblintown was like something that people were saying before that the Goblintown project came out. You know, down to Goblintown from The Hobbit, from Lord of the Rings, and so we just, you know, you mentioned like the art being ugly, like that was like it was. There's obviously a low effort ugly, and then there's like a high effort ugly. Like you could say something like Ren and Stimpy is really ugly, right? You know, back in the day, Ren and Stimpy. But like there's something about like well drawn out ugly art, and it's hard to do. That's like endearing. And I think that's what really Gray did with this. He can clearly draw very beautiful things if you look at his work. But if a really talented artist tries to make something like be ugly, I think that's even more talented than you can sort of imagine. So in terms of like where it came from, you know, we had the idea and we sort of ran with it around the whole sort of market theme. Everything that we've sort of done with Goblintown has been a reaction to the industry and to the community, and that is at the heart of it, and that will continue as time goes on. So a lot of the things that the community was asking for, the community had ideas for, we're just like, all right, let's do this, let's do that, you know? So it's really a collaboration between Gray, who's the artist, and the community, and we listen to everything. People may not realize that, but we really do listen to everything everyone's saying, and you know, we have fun with it. I think we were also having fun. People saw us having fun, and I think they wanted, you know, their bags were down, so they're like, oh, all right, at least we can have fun.
Yeah, you cannot fake something like that. When it's authentic, you just feel it, and the community feels it, and that's why it just spread like wildfire. I said this amazing thing just popped up that there's a final minute to bid. So right now you can get a goblin. One second, just gonna mute myself there. You can get a current bid of, so there's a current bid of 1.6 ETH. And for these two, so let's talk about these beautiful creatures here. And again, like the artwork to me is it's amazing. Like also the hidden Easter eggs, like the website. I would spend honestly hours on the website, just looking at the website and seeing what was going on there. So who came up with like the language? Like how did you guys, you know, like I'm reading the description, body, throat, ears.
I'm actually not sure who. I think that was probably Bruce. There's a lot. There's I'd say the core team that like comes up with that stuff is someone who's by the name Alcy. That's Sydney. She is I want to say started doing the typing first. I think she was the first one. Ethan on the team started doing the voices first. Bruce does all the copywriting. He goes by Null Signal, and anything goes by Entropy. And then actually, I think all the website stuff is Scott from the team, and a lot of times Scott puts copy there, and it's actually just really, really good when it starts, and we just keep it. A lot of the funny ones, I think, you know, I'm not. Sometimes they don't include me on this, to be honest, because they think I have loose lips and I share everything. So sometimes I'm in the dark of like what actually happens. It was virtually a miracle that I didn't give it away during the month that we were private. I think I got myself sick like 2 weeks into it because I like literally couldn't contain myself. I was in bed for 2 of the weeks. But yeah, we basically are. It's really the whole team. I mean, that's there's 10, 11 of us, and yeah, it's just really a group effort in terms of everything. We usually come up with something, we throw it in the sort of the chat that we have internally, and then we sort of riff on it. It very much feels like what I imagine, like a Rick and Morty, Simpsons, South Park like writers' room feels like.
It's amazing. Well, hopefully now that it's out, maybe you can tell me a little bit about the goblins that are being auctioned right now. I don't know if you have the page up in front of you, and you
I don't.
Okay.
Where do I find it? Or you can describe them to me and I can tell you.
Okay. Well, all right. So there's eyes on this side and eyes.
Oh yeah. So the eyes are two different traits.
Oh, wow.
And that was something we always that Gray came up with pretty early on, was like the eyes would be different traits, so they could be like really weird. And yeah, that's a purposeful thing. Like the two different eye traits adds like an extra like ugliness to it. So that was purposeful. Okay, that's just aging death.
And it has a munchy hole.
A munchy hole.
Darker. And
okay.
Finder. Pointy.
Okay. I'm trying to remember which traits that is.
No, but it's cool that you could like identify. Like it's an awesome way to put it. You know how you like. I was honestly a little bit joking when I was like eyes on this side, eyes on the other side, and I think that's like one of the funniest things because you're like, oh yeah, I know that one. That's that trait.
No, all of them have two different eyes, because if you end up with the same eye together, like it actually looks a little bit more normal. It's like funnier when there's like two crazy eyes, or crazy looking eyes next to each other.
Yeah, this one is beautiful. It has, this kind of bluish circle spiral eye, and then like the yellow eye,
yeah.
a beautiful purple nose, and like kind of pouted lips, kind of like mine. And I think it's honestly a stunning piece, just like standalone. If I didn't even know like what the background is of the collection, I think it's beautiful to look at. I don't know.
Put it in the Louvre,
But it looks that good. Like, it's like, why not?
Put it in the MoMA. I don't know.
And then you kind of look at it and you're like, is this goblin smiling? Is it kind of like the Mona Lisa? Like, do we know? I don't know. The next one is body clubbing time. Ears, eyes on this side, looking here, eyes on that side, angry, munchy hole. Colors. Dirt.
You have a good goblin voice. You should join.
Oh, yeah. We got a new bid coming through. They knew it belongs in the Louvre. So
you should come on the Twitter chat. We actually so obviously the Twitter chat's really popular. But like we consciously like slowed them down because it's one of those things that if you do too much, like it could get really like annoying, Like if you do too much of it, how like these things like it's like you go too deep and it's just like, all right, that is annoying now. So we really scaled back a lot of the voice stuff, and we have like different characters in the universe that are have different voices. So there's definitely going to be we had this whole like burgers that everyone a weekend can make a burger.
Before we get into the delicious burgers, because I have some comments about that burgers and that secret sauce, I just want to say there's 20 seconds left. We have a bid right now. The current bid is 1.7. Oh my goodness, it's 1.8. The current bid is 1.8. You got 20 seconds left. Going once, going twice. Stay tuned, everybody. It's getting hot with the bids right now. And then we'll get into the secret sauce of the burgers because I have some comments about the burgers. Ooh,
okay.
A bid for the 1.85. I feel like one of these auction people. This is so much fun. Like I just do it. 1.85. And by the way, my goblin voice, just kind of throwing this in there. I was speaking at the World Trade Center in Dubai, and this is what made me decide to buy a goblin at the time. I was just making the goblin sounds because I made the goblin sound on stage without even owning one. And I was like, what has happened to, I just thought it was hilarious. It was like, everybody's so serious. And I was like, yeah. Anyway, whoa, with a bid of 1.9. Oh my God, things are heating up. They won't stop. They're coming through because they know that this deserves to be at the Louvre. Am I right?
Put it in the Louvre.
You know what? At the beginning, I should have said your name in the goblin voice. Things would have been much better. I apologize.
That's okay.
But it's getting hot with the bids. It's amazing. We're at a current standing bid, going once, going to 1.95. It's going crazy, everybody. I don't even know what's gonna happen.
Where can I don't even know where to see this.
Okay, I'm gonna set it's right here.
Okay, I see. I got a link.
There, all right. In the
little secret chat. In the secret chat.
Yeah, I see.
1.95 goblins.
Let's go, everybody. It's awesome. Let's go back, talk about these pieces, and you can also see the pieces there. We have another one. Okay, so body, your mom, ears, eyes on this side, squinty, eyes on that side, mer, munchy hole, stinky finder. I don't know how I'm gonna explain this, like, to people.
You're not.
But
you're not gonna be able to.
I hosted an auction, and then that is how I hosted it. Honestly, I don't want to host an auction unless I get to talk this way. So that's it, everybody.
I like it. You're an honorary goblin in Goblintown.
Thank you. It's so much. No, I have mad respect for the Goblintown team, the whole team. I think you guys killed it at NFT NYC. It was
fun.
Yeah, there was free burgers everywhere. Let's talk about the peeing meta here. Okay, you got, I love the whole Gary P. I think that's amazing. By the way, final minute of bidding. Just putting that out there, everybody. Final minute of bidding. But yeah, so the Gary P. I was like, okay, I'm really into the secret sauce. This new meta with the pee. I liked it. You got a bunch of influencers saying, I'm gonna pee on you. It was a little interesting. But then I tasted the burger and I was like, okay. There's some pee.
Yeah, I heard the burgers were good. I did not have one personally.
Because there's pee in it. Because there's pee in it.
Because we keep everyone pee. No. The whole pee thing, it all goes back to like the no Discord, no utility, no roadmap. Like, obviously we know we have a plan of what we're doing. Just because we say no roadmap just means we're not telling you what we're doing, because the whole concept of giving people a roadmap is I think really dumb. And here's why I think it's really dumb. I think it's really dumb because the best teams, right, are going to go and, you have to believe that the best teams are going to be able to adjust their game plan, right, as they see the market conditions and they see everything going on. That doesn't mean they don't do anything. It just means that, like, okay, here's generally what we want to do. But if the opportunity arises, can we do X? Can we do Y? Can we do Z? Can we stop doing A, B, and C? And if you say, hey, here's the next 6 months roadmap, here's the next year roadmap, right? And you're like, one of the things you said you were going to do, you're like, that's not a good idea anymore. Like that, we missed it. We missed the boat on that. It's just going to be looked down upon if you don't do it for your thing. So the whole no roadmap, all those aspects, I think are important. The whole piss on the floor. I mean, there's definitely like a bunch of funny jokes in terms of like, it was like 1 pp, 2 pp was like when hitting different floors, but the whole idea was like the piss on the floor, and saying those words out loud, but that concept was most, if not all, NFT communities all day is just talking about the floor. And like, while I understand why people believe that is like, oh, if there's, think about the floor, there's buyers and sellers, right? You have more buyers and sellers, the floor goes up. But listen, that's not a community. Is not people talking about floor prices. Like, if you want to do that all day, you might as well go buy some penny stocks, and you'll probably have nice, you'll have nice like shots of like, what endorphin shots every time it goes up and down. If you need that kind of like, basically the idea is like, oh, community is around things, right? Around shared interests, is around this. Like some of these communities I'm in, it's just like, oh, what's the floor today? What was the floor last month? What was the floor of this? What was the floor? And it's like, all right, I get it. Like you spent money and you're worried about like it going up, going down, etc. But like to us, at least the way we're approaching it is that like IP lasts forever. So like you go and you look at something like Marvel, right? You look at Marvel from 1960 to 1964. They came up with literally every Captain America came out in 1939, but from 1960 to 1964, start off with the Fantastic Four. It was Black Panther, Thor, Iron Man, X-Men, Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, like literally the Guardians of the Galaxy, all in a 4-year period. And like some of those things did well, some of those things did okay. But like they created amazing IP. And like once you create amazing IP, you can do anything. You can do commerce, you can do movies, you could do TV, you could do music, you literally could do everything. So it's like if you can create IP the same, and look at every universe, Potterverse, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, you create good IP, you literally could do anything as long as you obviously like get good actors and good directors and good this and that, like you, at least on the movie and TV side, but you can do anything. And I think that is and yeah, it's funny you did that. Like it was also a free mint. That's why we like, hey, listen, there's literally no expectations.
But I was gonna say for the free mint, like that's a whole like new thing in a way, like that you guys brought back.
It's tough. Free mints, honestly, I think actually free mints as a concept is really hard. We were lucky because we had a full team that sold a project with the idea of building this universe. So we already had. We did like our paid mint, right? And then we sort of like had the team working on and built the free mint. So in the end of the day, I actually think free mint season is basically over because it's really hard to execute. And I actually think right now that what's happening that we're seeing, that was Tiffany started it, was like a corporate big brand NFT sort of world right now. I think so. Tiffany, the pendant. We saw Starbucks make some announcements around NFTs and blockchain. We saw brands like Nickelodeon, with Rugrats, and other things. I saw like Care Bears. So I think brands and corporates are going to start launching their NFT projects, and there'll be some that do a really bad job because they didn't do their homework and they don't know the audience, they didn't ingrain. And then there's going to be a few that do a good job at it. And I think that's like the big opportunity right now. I think over the next 3 to 6 months from now until the end of the year, it's like corporate NFT, or let's call it like big brand corporate NFT season. And then from there, I have ideas on where it goes. But that's I think free NFT season is essentially almost over.
Yeah, I mean, I still see some free mints pumping, but it was a fantastic time. Like I thought that it was amazing how like you guys were kind of quote unquote peeing on the utility. And I think it was a big, it just caused a big commotion because it's like, hey, like you don't, like we're going to bring you utility and like we don't need to talk big. Like we're going to bring that utility to you. You guys did a great, you were all over the place in New York. You had, there's like projects that didn't even do anything there. And you honestly made us have an outlet, the community have an outlet, so to express themselves and role play and, act as their NFT. I know I loved, pretending to be my goblin and stuff like that. So it was really awesome. And I love
we were definitely the talk of town during NFT NYC. I think we did it right. We had a lot of crazy good plans and we really executed it well. Yeah, I think, but I do think that while we'll see free mints, it's just hard to do it well. Like it's hard to do. You basically need a team behind it to be able to execute. And like, if you don't have the money, then how are you gonna do it?
Yeah, Yeah, that's true. With free mints, you have to, pay it
It's
out
tough.
with royalties and stuff. It is tough. Look, being in the space is tough. I think you guys did a fantastic job. I love the fact that there was always something to look into. I love what you have planned as well with the 187 characters and that whole lore. I think it's really awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
By the way,
exciting.
there are a few other free mints that have been successful. Obviously, CryptoPunk's probably the most famous one. For a while, Loot was very popular.
But you guys reintroduced it. It's been a
Yeah,
while.
yeah. I think
That was unique.
I think Crypto Toads were free. There was a few free ones, but it's hard. You can count them probably on a hand or two that like have done it, and mainly because either they had a team in place. The problem with most free mints is most free mints are just like either derivatives or they're like very low effort, you know, cash grabs a little bit, even though it doesn't sound like they're basically hoping that they make it up on secondaries. I think we'll also see a lot of cheap mints, $50 to $100 mints. I think that's going to be interesting to see how that sort of plays out, where it's not free, but it's not like a 500 to $1,000 bucks. It's like 50 to, it's like sub $100 mints. I think some people will do well with that. I think there's still opportunities every day to do well. Like there's a one that's going around right now, like Aliens, that is doing really well today. I think daily there's different projects that like have opportunities to make. I don't want to say generational wealth, but like you could do well. You can make a few ETH.
For sure.
if you buy the right thing.
Yeah, no,
but
it's been
most
amazing.
NFTs are going to zero though.
Well, that's a conversation for a different time. I don't know. I think that it's just awesome to even have a chance, opening up the door to the free mint meta. It was a beautiful thing. Like, I love introducing people to the space and saying, hey, like, you have a chance. All you need to do is participate. And I think that's amazing, so
yeah, for sure.
yeah. Well, I just got info that all the lots have sold. So let's go, everybody. Round of applause for the bids. Let's go. Give some nice claps around. It's really awesome. Honestly, all of these pieces are extremely unique. I think my favorite one was the spiral eye, the purple nose, and the powdered lips. I think that's really cool. But then again, also the one with the little grin, they're all so interesting to look at, and it definitely makes you feel something. So
Sure.
It's awesome. So when's the next time we could hear from, I guess, more about the project, maybe like an announcement, if you can leak any little info?
We try to stay away from that. We very we sort of look at it as this, like, we have a rule internally: no hyping. We're not going to hype anything, which is very or not anti. It's like the opposite of what you expect from an NFT project. It's like, no, here's what's going on. Like, here's what's happening. Here's what's going on. Here's like why you should buy our NFT. It's like, so we take the opposite approach, which is like, hey, this is like a little bit performance art as an NFT, right? Like right now we have this 3-week claim period, like this thing, like this baiting period, right? And the whole joke was like, can you be a master space baiter, like baiting your burger? So playing on funny like potty humor, but the whole idea is like this 3-week period is a performance in of itself, and that isn't fully clear to people yet. And I think a lot of people just like thrive on a lot of speculation and things like that. Like, we have a lot of crazy fun things planned. It's sort of one of those things where like you'll know when you know, and we're not gonna like preempt it. Part of the plans is like, if we told you, it would not be as impactful. So we typically just like say like, I don't know, something probably will come soon. But obviously we're hard working on a lot of different things, and hopefully when they're ready to share, they'll be shared.
Well, I love that answer. I'm excited. I want to see what you guys come up with. It's always exciting to see the Goblin community also. And now that whoever purchased these beautiful pieces of art, it's almost like a token where you're like allowed to just be a Goblin publicly. I don't know. Like when I had my Goblin, I was just being a goblin everywhere. So it's.
I also think a lot of people think we're like out of Goblin Town, meaning like the market's ETH is back to 1800 and this and that. I think we're in the midst of a little bit of a dead cat bounce situation. And
let me enjoy it.
I know. Let me enjoy it too for a little bit, but like, I don't know. I don't like the numbers are just really bad. Like I have a lot of friends who run different companies. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, there's a reckoning still to come. And I think a lot of the stuff may be priced in with like the crypto meltdowns. But I don't know. I think we're still, even just like yesterday with Coinbase numbers, like we're still in the red for some time, in my opinion. But listen, obviously the market going down is going to Goblin Town. I don't want to be too biased on this about we'll make a collection that is like like Valhalla. So it's not like we'll have whether things are going well or things are not going well. We've got something for people. No, I'm joking. But,
well, no, look, I'm excited to go down to Goblin Town. Hopefully I can go back down to Goblin Town with a little bit of bigger bag, but hey, I'm not complaining. And hey, how much is Michaela? Hey, she's not for sale, people. Okay, so, well, honestly, it's been super fun speaking with you and chatting with you. And I like
thanks for having me.
You give your honest opinion on things, and I like it. You're raw, you're real, and it's awesome. Honestly, there's a lot of thought that goes into that went into this project, and I could tell right away when I saw it. And so I love it. The community, awesome.
And I'm probably the least thoughtful one on the team, to be honest. I'm like, if I'm being completely honest. No, I can be thoughtful, but I'm probably the least thoughtful on the team. The rest of the team is just, they're very, very thoughtful, very deliberate on everything they do. And it's really a pleasure to work with them,
Yeah. It's a very interesting project, and it definitely left a mark in the space. So blue chip, I don't know.
We say green chip. We say green chip.
Green chip. I know. I'm sorry. A green chip. Actually, I photoshopped my goblin onto the Mona Lisa the day it got caked and put it as my cover photo. Anyways, that was really funny.
It's a good one.
It was a good one. I mean, not for the Mona Lisa, but anyway. Well, it's been awesome. Grail, this is also super cool. I love these live auctions. Hopefully, they'll have me again. It's really fun. I don't know if maybe the next auction we have, if I could do it in the Goblin voice, but hey, I'm definitely,
until they tell you to stop, you can do it.
Yeah, exactly. So fingers crossed. I will play my favorite song as the outro. Again, congratulations to everybody that bought this beautiful piece of work, these goblins. Welcome to the community. Give yourself a round of applause. Go make the goblin sounds running up and down the stairs in your house, down the street. Maybe, I don't know about down the street yet, but it's been really good. And I will close out, or if you have any final thoughts to share with the people who just bought, or if there's anything else. But I think we covered, what's next. Oh my God, that's so funny. The welcome. I'm not going to say it like that because it's inappropriate in the comments, but there you go. Welcome. Wink, wink. But yeah, Alex, I guess I'll pass it to you to see if you have any last thoughts before I close out with the nice music we all vibe out and enjoy. And I guess we'll see everybody on Twitter because that's where you can find the whole Goblin Town community. And join the next spaces and make your goblin voice. Be prepared, right?
Got to bring it. Yeah, thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
All right, amazing. Gonna play the song. I'm gonna just chill here and vibe out. Wait, I'm gonna get glasses out. Hold on. Thank you for coming, everybody. This is a banger. You can find this, actually, this is the Steve Aoki Goblin collab on OpenSea. And it gets stuck. Pumping. It's been real. I'm with, and we just had a great talk. Thank you, Grail.